Hey there, I hope everyone's staying safe and well. Today, what I want to talk about is I want to compare the rookie quarterbacks, Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa. So, I want to start off by talking about Tua and the Dolphins. So, Tua was selected 5th overall by the Miami Dolphins in the 2020 draft. Now, he was predicted, in his final year at Alabama, he had a serious hip injury, was projected to go 1st overall by many before that injury, but slipped down to 5th. Now, with the Dolphins this year, not many were sure as to whether he would play at all this year. They had Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, a veteran in the league, been here, there, and everywhere. And they thought that Tua may just sit and watch Fitz play and learn from him. However, Tua came in and started. He came in in the fourth quarter in the win at the Jets. And then from the next game, he was the starter. And there was a lot of controversy about that at the time. Fitzpatrick was playing very well. He was upset after he was benched. But putting Tua in this time was probably the right move for the Dolphins. That they needed to move forward with this quarterback who was going to be their quarterback of the future. Now, in his few games that he has started in this league, he has shown promise. He has shown ups and downs. In the win over the Cardinals, he looked like a really, really good quarterback. He was throwing the ball nicely, anticipating throws. He was using his legs really well. And the main thing, he didn't seem afraid of taking hits. Now, many thought the Dolphins were going to try and protect him after having this really serious hip injury. They were worried about his durability and how he was going to last in this league. But he hasn't shied away from taking hits, which is a really good thing for him. It's going to build his confidence moving forward. Now, his ability as a passer has never been questioned, and he has been helped by having the star receiver, Devontae Parker, who has really come into his own this season. He's proven that he is a top receiver in this league. And their tight end, Mike Gesicki, has also proven a nice big body target for Tua. Tua has been helped a lot by the weapons around him. The Dolphins had 3 first-round picks last year, one of which was used on Tua. But that is allowing them to add weapons around him. Now, Tua hasn't been faultless this season. He has struggled in the game against the Raiders, a must-win game for the Dolphins. He got benched. He threw for less than 100 yards. And he got benched for Fitzpatrick. Now, I think this was a sensible decision from the Dolphins head coach Brian Flores. I think Fitzpatrick has more experience in big game situations in this league. But I think it's a good thing for Tua. Tua can learn from what Fitz is doing. He can play, see his own mistakes and watch on how Fitz is improving on them. So I think that Tua has proven that this might not have been the best season of his career, but he has definitely shown that he is a quarterback in the future for the Dolphins, and he will be a star player in the league. Now, let's move on to Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert drafted 6th overall out of Oregon by the LA Chargers. Now, again, similar to Tua, he wasn't expected to start this season. He was sitting behind Tyrod Taylor to start the season. But unlike Tua, where he got gradually worked into the lineup, Justin Herbert Tyrod Taylor had a punctured lung just before the game in week 3, and Justin Herbert was forced to start that game. And he came in and he surprised a lot of people. A lot of people had expected him to be good, but not great. But Herbert has come in and shown that he's got the makings of a very good quarterback in this league. He's really accurate with his passes. He's built up a nice amount of confidence throwing to Keenan Allen and Hunter Henry. He's really accurate with the ball. He can use his legs well, and even when he's running, he can scramble out of the pocket and throw on the run and still be really accurate with his throwing. He had a couple of examples against the Saints. Now, the Chargers haven't done as well this season as the Dolphins have. The Dolphins are looking to make the playoffs. But you could argue that Justin Herbert's play has been better than Tua's. I think Justin Herbert has benefited from being the only quarterback. He knows that and I think he knows playing for the Chargers that there wasn't a lot of expectation going into the season. He wasn't expected to play. The Chargers weren't expected to make the playoffs. They were in a difficult division, having to play the Chiefs twice a year. But the thing with Justin Herbert is he's managed to run games close. In the first game against the Broncos this season, they lost in the dying seconds as the Broncos drove down the field. And they just seemed to find ways to lose, did the Chargers team. Sometimes through Herbert's fault, sometimes through the team as a whole's fault. But I think in the coming years, Justin Herbert has shown that he is going to be a very good player in this league. He's confident in the pocket, which is the starting aspect of any quarterback. Any quarterback has got to be comfortable throwing the ball, and that is what Justin Herbert looks like. So I think in the coming years, if the Chargers can add the right people around him, but he's already got Keenan Allen to throw to, he's got Mike Williams at receiver, 2 good receivers in this league. So I think this Chargers team is on the way up. They've got a difficult division. The Raiders are a good team, and the Chiefs are likely to go on to make another Super Bowl, if not win it. But Justin Herbert is showing a lot of promise. Now, Justin Herbert was selected after Tua in the draft. But I don't see any issues with... I think Herbert's play this season has been better than Tua's. But I don't think that means the Dolphins should regret taking Tua over Herbert. I think Tua, on a whole, he's a lot cleaner with the ball. He's got better throwing mechanics than Justin Herbert does. He anticipates things really well. And I think the ceiling for Tua is higher than Justin Herbert's. So I don't think there's any issue with having the draft order the way it was. I think Tua being selected first makes sense. And I think it's something the Dolphins are comfortable with, knowing that he's the quarterback of the future. And I think both franchises can be happy with the quarterbacks they have. They both look like quarterbacks now that are going to take their franchises into the future. Now, Tua even has the potential to appear in a playoff game this season. If the Dolphins are in the hunt for a wildcard spot in the AFC, they play the Buffalo Bills this weekend. And if they can win that game, then they make the playoffs. They don't even necessarily need to win depending on other results around the league. But seeing Tua in a playoff game would be a huge thing for his development. He's going to... Even if he doesn't start this game, if they choose to start Fitzpatrick in a playoff game, Tua is going to be able to learn about how to prepare for the postseason, what it takes to play in the postseason. So I think that's going to be a huge thing for Tua moving forward. And I think the development Tua has gained from sitting behind someone like Fitzpatrick, who has been around the league for as long as he has, is going to help his development so much. But regardless of this, I think that both quarterbacks are going to be amazing quarterbacks in this league. And both quarterbacks have got a very high ceiling for themselves indeed.